Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. We have a victory. It has taken 4 games, 3 without a win. We come into this game badly needing a result, and not only a result but also a performance. And tonight we got that display, we got that heart, we got that desire back in our play. We hit back against Tottenham, 4-2 at Wembley Stadium. This right here, guys, is a massive away victory. In the Champions League, it is tough to go away from home and get results. Tonight we did that. 4 goals in our favour, 2 for Messi, 1 for Coutinho, and a sensational strike from Ivan Rakitic. But there is a lot more to discuss, and one man in particular, not among the goals, but I thought was outstanding on the night, and we need to talk about him in more detail. All of that and more coming up. It's the review. So first of all, guys, as always, we'll go through the starting lineup, how we shaped up, what sort of style, what sort of shape did we really take as the game went on. We started with Ter Stegen, Alba here, Longley coming in for the injured Umtiti suspended, of course, Piqué and Semedo in for the injured Sergio Roberto, and also Busquets, Arthur with a very surprise start in that midfield. I'm going to be coming on to him, Rakitic alongside him, then Coutinho preferred to Dembele, Suarez up top, and Lionel Messi here from the right-hand side. But I have to say, this was a very fluid formation, and that was the first thing that I really enjoyed. Right throughout the game, you saw these two exchanging positions. You'd have Rakitic come out here to the left, Arthur to the right, they would interchange. You'd have Busquets dropping in, Alba all game long was up and down that left-hand side, and what we saw mainly was a 4-3-3. We controlled midfield. I thought we kept the ball really well in those tight spaces, and Arthur was consistently finding those forward passes to link up with Suarez, with Messi, with Coutinho, and then when we were defending, the shape did change a little bit. What you would have then is Arthur coming more central, Rakitic would then go out and help Nelson Semedo. You'd have Coutinho just tucking in here on this left hand side with Suarez and Messi. So if you like, it was a 4-3-3 in the transitions as we were coming out, as we were playing. Coutinho would get up in support of Suarez and Messi, but when we were defending, he was back here, he was tucking in, he was working for the team, and he was not the only one. We saw right throughout the game, Messi tracking back, Messi doing a lot of work all over the pitch, left hand side, right hand side. You saw Suarez giving those central defenders at Tottenham a real nightmare with our pressing, and overall tonight there was a lot of heart there, a lot of heart, a lot of desire, and every single one of those players should leave that stadium tonight with a lot of pride. It was difficult coming into it, it was difficult circumstances, we were low on confidence, but right from the very first minute we went for Tottenham. We were very ruthless in our conviction, and it was overall a strong display. And like I say, it really was right from the first minute, and that in its entirety, because Messi picked the ball up very early on, and very early on Tottenham were playing a really high line. They were stepping up, they were pressing, they were trying to play an attacking game of their own, but straight away we caught them out, and it only took one sweeping pass from Lionel Messi on his left foot. You know exactly what he's going to do. He shapes it to Jordi Alba. It's a phenomenal pass, very few players can do it. He picks out Jordi Alba, and then for some reason, I'm not really sure why, he hasn't really played a lot of games recently through injury, but Hugo Lloris comes charging out of his goal, tries to actually close down Jordi Alba in a wide area, and Alba simply gets his head up very calmly, plays it into Coutinho, who's sort of just inside the area, but it's not an easy finish. Although there's an open goal, there's players there trying to dive in the way, block the shot. Coutinho is very calm. He takes his time, he sets the ball, he has a look, and it is a wonderful finish. Even with Lloris in that goal, I think he struggles to save that. So much power on it, right in the bottom left-hand corner, and that inside 2 minutes was the opening goal, and it really was. Given the circumstances, given that we needed a lift, that was the perfect start. And I have to say, you know, Tottenham right throughout the game, they had their moments, they had counter-attacks, they had different things through Harry Kane, through Lucas, through Son, through their midfield. They did work the ball well, they were at home of course, they had the crowd behind them, and they did have moments in the game and in that first half where they did come on to us, where they did pose a threat. But right throughout that first half, I thought particularly in that midfield, we won that battle. And like I spoke before the game, that was the key area today, winning that battle in the midfield with the players that Tottenham had missing. We had to make that our own. And one man who was absolutely instrumental in doing that was Arthur Melo. Right throughout that first half, his performance, and the second as well, was an absolute joy to behold. He's a player here who has been sort of held back, I feel, by Valverde in recent weeks. He hasn't really been playing him, he hasn't really been trusted him. You have to give a bit of credit tonight to Valverde for putting him in there in such a big game. It has taken too long, but finally we saw him, and Arthur did not disappoint. He was being pressed, he was being harried, he was being closed down by Tottenham players, but he didn't care. He shrugged them them off, he held onto the ball, he did little turns, he did 1-2s, and every single time he gets the ball, his head is up, he's looking forward. Where can I play the ball to? What advantage can I gain? And every single time that he receives the ball, either from Ter Stegen or bringing it out the back, out the defenders, every time he receives the ball with his back to play, he's still looking. He's got his head up. He's not worried about being tackled. He's not worried about being pressed. And as a young player, making his Champions League full debut tonight in front of all those fans at Wembley Stadium, he just took on the occasion like it was nothing. He did not buckle under that pressure, and I absolutely loved watching him tonight. What a player we seem to have here in Arthur Melo. You remember, of course, when he joined, his idol is Iniesta, and he plays like Xavi. And I have to say, without drawing too many early comparisons here, he was sensational tonight. So early on in his career, there is so much to come from this man. He was so calm, so composed, and we simply have to talk about him. And another man in that midfield, of course, who had a massive contribution in that first half was Ivan Rakitic. I didn't actually feel like Rakitic started the game that well. He was giving a lot of balls away. He wasn't really linking up well with the front three like Arthur was, but Rakitic did come into the game with what can only be described as an absolute thunderbolt. It was one of the best goals you will see in the Champions League this season, and in the build-up, it is magnificent. It's not all about the Rakitic strike. There's a little bit of play from Messi. He gets the ball on the edge of the box. He just tilts it into Luis Suarez, who plays a lovely little cushioned chest to Coutinho. Coutinho brings it down. He can't get his shot away. The ball bounces up. Coutinho then puts it blind to the edge of the box, and steaming in like an absolute steam train is Ivan Rakitic, and he actually has to get up off the ground. He elevates himself. He gets over the ball, and it is a stunning volley. 5 Hugo Llorises. They're not even saving that. Rakitic with a phenomenal hit right into the corner of the goal. It's actually arrowing into the side of the net. It's that good. You're never ever saving that, and it was a massive goal to make it 2-0 before half-time. We ended the half really well. We were dominant. We were fantastic going forward. It was cutting edge in the final third, and like I say, Lionel Messi tonight absolutely everywhere, and going into the second half, it really looked bright. And I have to say, it was an extremely cruel start to the second half, because like I say, Messi was everywhere. He was brilliant. He was picking the ball up in deep. He was running at Tottenham. Alderweireld and Sanchez did not know how to deal with him tonight. And Lionel Messi running at them twice on his left foot. He's opening up the area. He's looking at the goal. He's looking at Hugo Lloris, and twice he hits the post in exactly the same spot, smack bang in the middle of that left-hand post. So unlucky. And on the second one, Tottenham counter-attack. Harry Kane has got it, and we made one mistake. That was all we made. One single mistake. Nelson Semedo, he goes to ground a bit easily. Harry Kane cuts inside, and to be fair, it's an absolutely wonderful goal. Absolutely incredible. Ter Stegen could do nothing about it. In the first half, I have to mention Ter Stegen's save. What an unbelievable save that was. There's a deflection. It bounces up. It's a certain goal. Ter Stegen gets his right arm up and simply blocks it. Wonderful, wonderful block from Ter Stegen. But Harry Kane gets Tottenham back in the game. That's 2-1. And straight after that, I love the mentality. I love the attitude, because then it would have been easy for the doubts to start to creep in. Are we going to give this away? We haven't been good recently. Are we going to fall down? Absolutely not. Especially after Messi at the post twice. Maybe you could sort of think he's going to have his head down a bit now. No chance at all. Messi takes on the occasion. He gets the ball again. He starts the move himself like we've seen so many times. He arrows it out to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba whips in a brilliant low cross. And watch Luis Suarez here. He steps over the ball. He dummies it. It makes it look like he's going to strike it. The Tottenham defenders are dumbfounded. Messi's coming in behind him, steaming in like Rakitic, but it's much more composed, calm finish into the corner. Messi gets his goal, massively deserved goal for Messi, and that makes it 3-1. But of course, in this game, that drama is not over yet. They actually get back in it again, Tottenham, this time through Eric Lamela. It's a very lucky goal, to be fair. Again, you look at this and you say there's not an awful lot you can do differently. He's hit it from long range. It takes a deflection off Clement Longley. It goes past Ter Stegen. It was probably going to be saved before Longley gets the deflection, but they are back in the game. The crowd were really behind them at that point, and we were riding our luck. I think at that point, we should have seen a change much sooner from Ernesto Valverde. I would have thought about using Dembele, maybe trying to hit Tottenham on the break, because I think in the sort of last 15 minutes, we were penned back. We couldn't get out, we couldn't keep the ball, and I think we just needed something a bit different in there to help us get up the pitch and keep the ball a bit more. But look, these away games can be tough, even under the likes of Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique. Away Champions League ties, they are never ever going to be easy. You're never going to have it all your own way, and you can never have a perfect performance. What we did tonight, I feel, was the very best that we could do given the circumstances. We took the game to Tottenham early on. We finished our chances. We were very unlucky with the woodwork being hit. Messi was sensational. Arthur controlled things in midfield. And of course, there was time for one more bit of Lionel Messi magic. And again, it came down the left-hand side. Jordi Alba tonight was absolutely sensational. Phenomenal energy. Not only going forward as well, but he was very good defensively on that left-hand side. And it was Messi, but it was Suarez again. In the build-up, he gets another assist without even touching the ball, because Alba plays it into the path of Suarez, who again looks like he's going to take it on, but he doesn't. He simply dummies it. It goes straight through Luis Suarez. Messi is behind him, running into an empty penalty area. He takes all the time in the world, incredibly calm, and sticks it the other side of Lloris. That's game, set, match. Barcelona here, 4 goals in our favour to Tottenham's 2. We are currently sitting atop of Group B with maximum points, 8 goals scored and 2 goals conceded ahead of Inter Milan, and things right now are looking much better. Of course, we've got to take one game at a time. We can't get ahead of ourselves right now, but what we can say is we've bounced back. This team have shown character, they've shown responsibility, and tonight we have seen the birth of Arthur Melo. Leave Arthur in that team. He needs to be there in that midfield. He can give us so much. And Messi tonight, Suarez, all of the players who were involved in the big moments tonight were outstanding. Every single one of those players deserves a huge pat on the back for their composure, for their mentality. Delivering this performance away from home is not easy, and they did it tonight. And they did it for us. So leave your thoughts down in the comments below, guys. What did you think of this performance? Will it rejuvenate us now going into the big game at the weekend? It's a tough month, remember, October. We have Valencia away on Sunday. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I will see you soon with more videos, but we've done it. And until then, as always, Visca El Barça.